Hey, I'm Alex. I'm the Employability and Engagement Officer at DBS, so that's making employment more accessible for students. A big part of that's the one-to-one sessions I do. Today I'm here, we're talking about networking and communications, the how we network, what networking's about, how we can do it in a really genuine and easy way, and what we're looking to get out of it. We're also going to talk about communications and maybe some styles of communications in different media. Yeah, enjoy. Pitching. The elevator pitch is a big idea in networking. The idea that you should be able to pitch an idea or what you're trying to develop in the time it takes to go up or down a floor in an elevator. So you got like 30 seconds to a minute. Pitching. And again, like for me, pitching is this oily, disingenuous, not very authentic way of connecting with other people, or I think of it as advertising. So if I'm pitching to you, I'm saying, hey, you should come be a client and pay me for life coaching because I'm amazing and you're going to get loads out of it. Or maybe actually let me use an example that's a bit more nuanced. Hey, I'm a life coach that helps DJs get exactly where they want to go and unlock their highest levels. Sounds a bit better. So that might be my elevator pitch, but I'm still trying to persuade someone to buy or accept something, or I'm persuading them to join me. Maybe I'm trying to pitch to a musician to join me in a collaboration. Hey, you should come on our collaboration, or you should come do this with us because we're making waves in jazz music with a reliance on heavy bass lines, whatever. Kind of like trying to persuade someone, trying to control someone. We don't like that as humans. We like to have choice. We like to be in control, asking permission again. So rather than pitching, I want to get away from this idea of I need a pitch, I need an elevator pitch, I need to be good at pitching, I need to be a salesperson, to I need to be able to talk in a polished way about what it is, finding other musicians for collaboration, my music, who I am as a potential employee, whatever it is. I need to be able to talk about that in a polished way, but I'm not going to lead with it until I've built some rapport, until I've developed that relationship a little bit. And I'm definitely not going to come in, sell, 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 sell. Okay. So if we're not pitching, then what are we doing? You might wait until the conversation is in a related area. So if I'm trying to get a job as in a music studio, I'm talking to someone who works in a studio, I'm not just going to go up to them and be like, hey, I'm a fantastic mixer with this experience, XYZ, I'd love to work with you. That's a pitch, that's an advertisement. You're a walking billboard. And yeah, that might work sometimes, but I think we can be a little bit more nuanced. I think we can do a little bit better. So rather than that, you go up, you find common ground, you be yourself, you should, all these things, you're in conversation with them. And when the conversation gets round, as it may, to what they're doing at their studio, or when it gets round to what you do for work, that might be a really relevant time to say, hey, I'm a fantastic audio engineer. This is, I've done work on this, and this. And then you might just say something like, sounds kind of similar to what you're doing at this. Or you might just say, and I'm looking for work. And we're not saying, and you should employ me. We're just throwing it up. We're saying, this is what's true. And then you're leaving it open for them to step in and say, I want a piece of that. Or that's a relevant opportunity for me. Because if they're looking for someone in that studio, they're going to make that connection themselves. We don't need to try and persuade them. And they're probably going to feel much better about it if instead of pitching to them and then feeling like they have some tension over, oh, I have to either accept this person's proposal or decline it, they can just engage with that as if it's a conversation topic. So, pitching, connecting with others. What else? Online. If we think about an online pitch, let's say I am messaging a YouTuber to try and get my music played on their channel, and you might send a message saying, hey, my music's amazing because this, this, this. I'd love to get it on your channel because this, this, this. You're an advertisement. And you're probably not going to stand out, kind of like what Joe was saying. You're probably not going to, it probably isn't going to work. It might work, sure, but it's probably not going to work. What's the approach that I'd recommend? Create the connection first by finding common ground, sending a message. Hey, I'd love to connect and talk about sharing music on online platforms. Hey, I'd love to connect and talk about your channel. Or you might just send a message and say, hey, and ask a question that they reply to. And if we ever get some connection or we ever get in conversation, then the relationship or the connection is slightly warm. And it's gonna, anything you say in it is gonna land and be engaged with at a slightly higher level. So I've said, rather than just sending a message saying, play my music on your platform, we're in conversation. And then I say, hey, can I tell you what I'm looking to do at the moment with my music? And I wait for a reply, and they're like, yeah, sure. Or maybe they're like, yeah, but please don't pitch at me, or please don't ask to get your music played on my channel because I get that all the time. Great, don't waste your time. If they say, yeah, sure, then you're like, you've got your polished way, your positive way of talking about what you're trying to do. And we want to be really intentional about the language we use when we're talking about ourselves and when we're talking about our work, when we're connecting with others, okay? If you're talking about it, we want to talk about it in a way which is positive and which describes the value in it, okay? So we're not being apologetic, we're not downplaying it, we're just being honest and we're trying to paint the best picture of it. We want this person to engage with what we're doing in the most positive way. We want to create the most positive connection with them around this specific topic. So let's start that positivity, let's start that value with the language, by using language that honors that value, okay? If we want a connection with them that creates great value through, musical collaboration, well then let's talk about the great value in your music, okay? Language really matters. So the advice here is, don't come in hard sell, sell, sell pitching. Do spend a bit of time practicing your elevator pitch. That might be at home. That might be with a connection you already have. Hey, can I practice what I might say if I did ever get in front of a record label manager? Okay, and just, run through like a couple of, you want to be able to describe what you're doing and what you want, 30 to 60 seconds. In a way that's clean. And then when the conversation comes real close to that topic, you're going to be like, oh yeah, this is easy for me to talk about. And I'm talking about it in a way that's really appropriate.